Ian Paisley.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. Can I say that from the very outset I welcome this debate. I think it's timely. I think it's important that we actually do set some red lines before the December Council meeting, so as that the Minister is emboldened to make representations on behalf of our industry, which is vitally important to various coastal towns and villages around the entirety of the United Kingdom. During October, we witnessed a significant displacement in North Antrim, this is, of the scallop fishing effort from the Irish Sea onto the North Antrim coast, all because British scallop dredgers had exhausted their Area 7 effort pot of 2011. This particular effort pot was agreed in the late 1990s under what was called the Western Waters regime. Uptake of that particular effort pot has been accelerated because of the growing number of vessels have diversified into scallop fishery to escape restrictions introduced in other fisheries, such as the long-term cod recovery plan and the Western Channel Sole Recovery Plan, which the Minister no doubt will be critically aware of. Then we have the recommendations currently being considered by DEFRA for the creation of a chain of marine protected area. Recommendations that will have to be mirrored by the Minister's colleagues in the devolved administrations, which in themselves could create yet further displacement. It is very easy to become confused by all of these issues, and I do not envy the Minister's responsibilities in having to deal with what are a huge range of very complex and interconnected areas. Yet the one thing that stands out in all of this, the one thing which I heard whenever I was chairman of our Agriculture Committee in our local assembly, and the one thing which I hear regularly from my colleagues here in these benches and from fishermen across the country, is that they are concerned by the way in which the Common Fisheries Policy operates, and they're saying enough is enough. The Minister himself on his own website carries a very colourful advertisement of a fishing boat that he saw whilst he was out on his travels, and it has a picture of the Tasmanian Devil, who is the skipper of a particular vessel, being questioned by the fisheries officer, who says to him, "Sir, what are you landing today?" And of course, true as ever, the skipper replies, one box of whiting and 6 boxes of paperwork. We laugh, but we know that our sea fleet, that our fishing fleet is hampered by red tape and paperwork. Paperwork that is weighing it down, and paperwork which comes from one place and one place only, and it's Brussels. And we need to recognise enough is enough. It's got to stop. And we hope that the Minister will be emboldened to stand up to the sheer weight of EU bureaucracy that has occurred. Of course,
I'm following his remarks very carefully, and I'm most grateful. Would he not accept that if we were to introduce a UK register, as I believe the Minister is minded to do, actually it would cut through a lot of the bureaucracy and we'd actually find out who is fishing off UK waters? Would he not accept that as a positive UK approach?
Very interesting proposal, and I'll wait with interest to see how the Minister responds to it, because I know that he's taken a critical note, because I know he wants to respond to that point himself. Do we really believe that the solution to the problems of paperwork or discards will be delivered by the Commissioner, who is led, in my view, by media hype and by a Commission which is together with the EU institutions very clearly wishes to exert even more influence over the Member State?
The Honourable Gentleman.
Yes, of course I will.
I'm very grateful to my honourable friend for giving way. And given what he has said and what's been said in this debate and what will be said, isn't it very clear that this issue of the Common Fisheries Policy, that this should be at the very top of the list of issues to be repatriated from Europe? And there should be absolutely no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
I think the intervention and the timeliness of what is going on in what has been referred to as a Eurozone or Euro crisis zone, as it really should be called, I think makes its own telling point and hits home. The fact of the matter is, and I think this is the point that I really want the Minister to go away with, knowing that there will be support around this chamber for a department that goes to Brussels in December and says that the 25% cuts in total available catches in the Irish Sea alone is no longer acceptable. I want them to go to Brussels and succeed in pausing the implementation of any further cuts in the so-called cod recovery plan, and indeed the days at sea or the reduction in the Irish Sea prawn quota. I hope that the Commission will listen to those things and will hear those things, but most importantly that the Minister of this government will be able to bring home a catch from Europe that we and our fishermen will be able to fish successfully.